All right, hello. Are you feeling ignored in today's economy? It might be more personal than what you think. Hi, I'm Bishop Chandler, and welcome to welcome. I was getting ready to say our church. Welcome to Blue Church Book, where we discuss how faith and wisdom from the ancient church can shape our lives and give us health and vitality as we live in this modern world. It's sort of like ancient faith for the modern man. We can use our faith, not just praying to God, but we can also use our faith practices such as fasting, prayer, contemplation, meditation, things like the Jesus prayer. All of these things to regulate our vagus nerve and regulate our psychosomatic systems and be able to have experience greater health and vitality. So that's what we do here. So again, welcome. Today I want to explore a powerful reason why you might be feeling overlooked or ignored in today's economy. So many people are frustrated and upset. We're dealing with all of the increased what is it called? The increased prices. What is it called? I can't remember the word. But we're dealing with all of that. Inflation, that's the word I was looking for, not increase, inflation. So we're dealing with inflation. We're dealing with so many different things, increased health costs, increased grocery costs. And a lot of times we feel as if we're being ignored. Sometimes that feeling of feeling like we're being ignored, like our needs aren't being heard, like our needs aren't being met. A lot of times we want to blame the government. We want to blame this or that politician. Sometimes we want to blame the president and the Congress and the judges and the CEOs and billionaires. And they all certainly have their place where they take part into, and they're in part of this integrated system. And that may indeed be the case, that they are overlooking the needs of people in general. But I want us to make sure, despite what they're doing or what they don't do, or what they do incorrectly, that we as people, that we are looking at also ourselves. What we do in ancient faith is that we not only just look outwardly and point the finger, but we also look inwardly and see what is it within me that needs to change. So if I am feeling ignored, if I am feeling like this, what is the reason why? Where is this coming from? Why do I feel this way? And I want to point out a scripture here that might be the reason why you feel this way. If we look at Proverbs 21:13, it says, "Whoever shuts their ears to the cry of the poor will also cry out and not be answered." And so, what I'm suggesting to you, just hear me out, and I'll explain why later. Could it be that it's our own avarice, or avarice basically means the desire for wealth without care for others, that has caused us to be ignored in return? Now, this isn't just magic. This isn't just, well, if I care about others, then the universe will automatically just give me, the wealth that I want, or the things. It's not exactly that, and I'll explain why in a moment. But type in the comments, please type in the comments. What's your take? What do you think about this? Have you ever noticed how your selfishness comes back around? How when you're selfish, then it causes selfishness to happen to you. So just, remember to type in the comments, drop your comment. But Proverbs 21:13, it says, "Whoever shuts their ears to the cry of the poor will also cry out and not be answered." That is such an interesting verse. How is this verse true? Like, how is it? Because, there's people that, well, if you just, if you sow good seeds out into the universe, then the universe will bring it back to you. Is it a reciprocal thing, or is there something deeper going on? That's something more underlying that's going on in this, and we'll get to that in a moment. And so in today's economy, where so many are struggling, it's easy to focus on our own needs. It's easy to say, you know what, I have this need, this is going on, that's happening. And I can't think about what other people are dealing with and going through. So because I'm dealing with and going through so much, there's so much that I have to deal with, so that to the point where, I can't even worry about them. And so it's easy for us to focus on our own needs, but that verse in Proverbs suggests to us that if we close our hearts to others, if we end up isolating ourselves from others, if we don't care about others, and then it causes some problems. So it's not just about money, but totality. From a grander scale, is just a literal, turning a blind eye to those who are in need, and not realizing that this has consequences. Not only for society, it has consequences in the sense of eventually, if people see that one group of people have more than others, that revolts start happening, and it becomes unstable, and there's no peace. But also on top of that, there are consequences to you personally when we commit the sin of avarice and we turn a blind eye to those who are in need. Not only in the eternal realm, when Jesus says, "When you have done whatsoever you have done to the least of these, you have done unto me," and it just identifies you as a sheep. The Lord will say to those on his right hand and those on his left, right? That whole verse that we've read. But it doesn't just have consequences in that specific sense. There are consequences not only in the community, but there are consequences to you in your life in and of itself. And so there are consequences to your actual health. And so I've seen this firsthand in my own life. There's been moments where I pretty much just focused only on my own success, and I ended up feeling more isolated and ignored than ever. There have been moments where I said, you know what, I got to focus in, and there's nothing wrong with focusing, and there's nothing wrong with focusing on trying to be successful and trying to learn how to be great at the thing that you are trying to be great at. But sometimes it can cause you to ignore, oh wow, so-and-so is sick, so-and-so needs help, so-and-so needs this and that, and sometimes it can get overwhelming, of course, when there's so many things going on. I often say that, I heard this from another preacher locally in town, and I use this a lot. He says that, we were not created to be omniscient. In other words, it's impossible for us to know everything and to react to everything. And we're constantly on the internet. We're reacting to this, and now we got to react to that, and now we got to react to this, and now this thing has happened, or this person said this, or this celebrity said that, and now we got to react to all of these things, and it is hard. And then so and so calls you on the phone. Hey, can you do? Hey, so and so is dealing with this. Hey, there's a text coming. Hey, so and so is in the hospital. Can you pray? And there's especially as believers, it's just this constant thing that we have to always be trying to figure out and trying to help. Well, I got to go help them. And that's a thing. But at the same time, we can counterbalance that with, yes, there are times where, I need to help. I need to get involved. Hey, I need to, if I don't have the funds, I have the prayers, right? But in my own life, there were times where I erred totally in helping everybody as much as possible, as much as I could, probably too much. But then there's other times where I went the complete opposite direction, where I was like, I'm not helping nobody. Y'all can forget it, right? But you end up feeling more isolated, more ignored than ever. And the question is why? What are the problems that happen with that? So, if you feel unheard and you feel overlooked in today's society and today's economy, what I'm suggesting, don't look at the politician. I know we have an election coming up soon, but don't look at the politician. Don't look at the next round of congressmen and congresswomen and all of that stuff. But maybe it's time to look at how open you've been to helping others. Maybe it's time to look within yourself and say, you know what, have I been open, truly and honestly, have I been open to helping people who are in need? Even if it's not just financial. Sometimes, we want to just take a check and throw it at a random charity, and that's good and that's great. But people who are actually in need, like, have you, on a basic level, have you taken time and said, you know what, let me sit and listen to the problems of this person and see what they're going through. Even if I can't solve it, even if I can't help, I can listen. You know. So it's a cycle. When we give, we open the door for others to give back to us. That is a biblical principle. But we have to make sure that when we're giving, it's not even to receive. I'm literally giving because the need was there. I'm giving my prayers. I'm giving my time. I'm giving my listening ear. If it is money, then yeah, I'm giving my money. But I'm not giving so that somehow the magic universal genie can give that to me. This is not the point. But the point is that we give because that need is there, and we help because that need is there. So Proverbs teaches us that when we ignore the cry of others, we end up being ignored ourselves. This is not me talking. This is not some guru talking or anything like that. This is literal scripture from the Bible. And so we must open our hearts to break the cycle of not helping others and not looking for others, and then feeling in and of ourselves like, oh well, no one's helping me, so I'm not going to help others. That's not how this works. The way this works is I help others, and I pray that others will help me in the same way that I help others. It's not just well, no one helps me, so I don't help nobody. No, that's not what the scripture is saying. The scripture is basically giving us, if we read it conceptually, that I help others and I pray that others will help me the way that I help others. Here's why we should do this. And this is why it's directly related to your maybe your health success or your anxiety or even your financial success. It could be. Studies show that when you show kindness, it helps reduce stress by releasing oxytocin, which is a chemical in the brain that reduces stress. It releases oxytocin into your brain, into your body rather. And so when it does that, it helps to improve your mood. So hopefully you see where I'm going with this. So when you help others, so when I first help others, and I probably should have had a whiteboard. So when I help others, it releases oxytocin into my brain, into my body. When it's released into my body, it improves my mood. And so therefore, I no longer feel the mood. Sometimes our feelings are not facts, feelings are feelings. Feelings are not facts, feelings are feelings. It makes me feel as though I am in a better mood, my emotional well-being is better because I helped someone else. It creates for you a sense of belonging. Kindness helps reduce loneliness and isolation. It creates a sense of belonging and connection with others. The longer you go saying, well, no one helps me, so why should I help others? The more you will feel no one helps you. Isn't that it's an interesting thing. So I'm saying it again, the longer you go without helping others, the more you will feel no one helps you. And so it creates a sense of belonging. It creates a sense of connection with others when you help others. It also deepens friendships. Kindness can deepen your friendships and improve your relationships. It also boosts your self-esteem. Kindness towards others can help boost your self-esteem and prevent an erosion rather of your sense of your identity. So when you help others, it makes you feel like, man, I did that. Wow, I really changed somebody's life. I really changed somebody's, maybe not their life, maybe changed somebody's moment. They were having a bad moment, and you changed somebody's moment that they were dealing with. It helps improve your confidence and your optimism. Kindness can help improve your feelings in your body, in your brain of your confidence, your optimism in life. And so when you do this, it is literally rewiring your brain and changing the circuits in your brain to feel a level or a sense of optimism. And so those who show more empathy for others have been linked to having more optimism and having more confidence in those, and having more understanding of, that how integrated everything is. And so they don't feel as isolated as others do. One way of learning how to get more empathy into your life is reading of books. Those who read more books have been shown to have more empathy for others than those who don't read as many books. Just read books, right? And so when you can improve your empathy, it can improve your confidence and your optimism. And so helping others can improve your support networks, and it encourages you to be more active, which in turn helps you to be more, feel like you have more of a sense of a community. And in a real way, it does give you more of a community, not just improve your sense of one, but gives you more of one. And when you have more of a community, you have more people that are there and available, not only for you to help, but those people are there to help you. And so it also heals you physically. Last and certainly not least, kindness and positive emotions can help your vagus nerve, which connects the brain to organs, do better. And so this can lead to less inflammation and heart disease. So that verse that we read, it is so important for your psychosomatic self, in the sense that when you show more kindness, it enables and it brings more oxytocin into your brain, which gives you better feelings of overall happiness and health and peace, and it raises your optimism level, and it gives you more self-confidence. And when you get all of that, it helps you to have less inflammation and heart disease, and it helps your brain and all of those things. And so when all of those things are in place, you can then be better able to think clearly, and possibly to be able to figure out a strategy for your own life. So that business you want to start, that thing you want to do, it will cause you to, I know we say blessed in the scriptures, but you'll be blessed rather, for lack of a better word, in the sense of your own life, because you will have clearer thinking. You'll be able to focus more because you have reduced a lot of the bad, toxic things in your brain and in your body. And you'll be able to focus more. You can strategize better. You can think clearer. You have more self-confidence. You can go to that meeting, that business meeting, or that go to the bank. You can go to wherever it is you need to do. And you have more confidence, you have more clear-headed thinking to be able to strategize and to implement things into your life that will cause you to prosper. This is the key. And so this is what the proverb, when it says that whoever shuts their ears to the cry of the poor will also cry out and not be answered. This is not just magic psychobabble. This is not just magic psycho-spiritual, stuff that just, we're just talking about the genie in the sky and, well, you shut up your cry to the poor. You shut up your ears to the cry to the poor, and so now I'm going to shut off. That has its place, but it's also an actual real thing in your body, in your mind, that says, hey, when you help other people, these are the things that will happen to you in your mind. And so when your mind is clear and when your mind is free and you feel a sense of satisfaction, you feel a sense of community, you feel a sense of positivity, you feel a sense of confidence, and you have less inflammation in your body. And so when all of that is there, and you're feeling good, oxytocin is flowing, when you're feeling good, then you can begin doing the things that you feel that you are called to do, that you want to put in place, those things that you want to, that will cause you to prosper. Then all of a sudden those things will be available to you because you have clear-headed thinking, you have positive feelings, you have self-confidence, you have more optimism in the world. That's where that scripture is going. And so we want to make sure that we as Christian professionals, that we understand that when we help others, that it causes us to no longer feel ignored. All of this stuff is internal. These are internal struggles that we have. Yes, even in spite of whoever wins the election, in spite of whoever gets into Congress, whatever the Supreme Court does, it won't matter, because you have more positive feelings anyway, right? So this is the place that we must be as Christian professionals. So if you like what you heard, if you got a comment on what you heard, comment in the comment section down below, and we will see you on the next video with Blue Church Systems, the Blue Church book. Blessings.